Hey guys, so in our previous videos that we did, we looked at squares, 100 boxes. We colored it in to get our final answer. Today we just have expressions. Now, if you really wanted to do with lines and dots and squares, you could do it the way we previously done it. But now let's look at this one. We know that when we have our square, our garden that we had, each little box was 100, but one row was 10. Okay? So when we get here, we see that this is 4 100ths. How many little squares would this be? Hopefully you're saying 80 because it would be 8 rows, right? And so now when we add this together, when you're adding fractions, the denominator stays the same and we add our numerator. So we'd have 4 plus 80 gives me 84. Okay? So now, let's look at our second one. We know that this would be 11 little squares here, but this, because it's tens, would be 6 rows. And each row is 10. So 6 times 10 would give me 60, and put my 0 down. And so my denominator is going to stay 100. And then we add our top numbers, and that will give me 71. Hopefully it's like a oh moment. This is 12 little squares, but this is 2 rows of 10. So that would give me 20 little squares. So my denominator stays the same. And I add my top numbers, and that's going to give me 32. Now, when we're here, we're going to do the exact same thing. This is 63 hundredths. So remember, those are the teeny tiny squares. This is one long row on that hundredths grid. So one row is 10. So we'll put 10 here, put our 0 there, put our 100 on the bottom, and now we're ready to add our numerator, 63 plus 10. Now, if you aren't very good adding left to right, that's okay. You could easily come to the side or use your scratch paper and write it this way, and that would give you 73, and then you would come back over here. Right? We're going to do 6 more. Oh, they tried to trick you. This time they put the tens in the front, but it's still okay because we know that's 2 full lines on that hundredths grid. So that's going to be 20 little hundredths. Our denominator comes along, and then we add 20 plus 78. And then when you add those two numbers up, you get 98. All right? We know that tens are the bigger pieces, and there's 10 tens and a tenth, or 10 hundredths and a tenth. So we know we have to put a 0 and a 0. Put our fraction bar. Our denominator stays the same. We add those two numbers together, and we end up with 81. It does not matter if the 10 is listed first or in the back. We have to make our denominators the same. And so we're going to make them 100. So to get from 10 to 100, we multiply by 10. And that's going to give us our top number. Same step. We're adding zeros. Our denominator stays the same. And now we're adding 30 plus 61. And that's going to give you 91. All right, right, we have 3 more. Hopefully it's getting easier. You see, oh, we need to make the tenths into hundredths. We add a 0. We write our denominator. And now we add 11 plus 80, and that's going to give you 91. Our last 2. We know these are bigger, so we're going to chop them into tiny pieces by making them hundredths. We write our 100. And we do 40 plus 1. That's going to give you a 41. And our last example, we're going to say, oh, these are tenths. We need to make them into hundredths. We write our denominator, and then we add our top numbers. Now, make sure you don't say 100 plus 100. Because this is a circle cut into 100 pieces. We colored part of the circle red. We colored the other part blue. We still have 100 pieces. They're just colored in. Alright, so now you're going to pause the video. Try these by yourself, and then come back and check your answers. Alright, so here are the answers for 11 through 20. If you got confused or stuck on something, ask me in class, or send me a message in Dojo, and I'll try to make a video to clarify. Alright guys, bye!